Megan Fox.
And Megan Fox has the story.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox writes at PJ Media.
Eat shit, Tucker.
That was your last. God damn it, man. I cried for 2 days.
Megan, thank you very much for that.
So, I can explain the bed thing. A nest in one of my penthouses, and I had to pry a steak. It's like Jesus going into the temple. He's like, I got a whip. Get out! Get out!
I would have thrown them all off the balcony.
Megan Fox.
She's the devil. And honestly, Megan, if you don't like it, I'm sorry.
There's something about the way that you say my name. Make me forget everything when you call
Megan.
me
Megan.
Megan Fox.
Megan.
Megan.
Megan Fox.
I've been very nice to you, although I could probably maybe not be based on the way you have treated me, but I wouldn't do that.
You've never met a bitch like me. You want to tangle? You want to go? Holy shit. Holy shit.
Too much cussing on this. I guess we didn't bleep it, so we got to turn it off. But
You pissed off the wrong woman.
oh my God, I have been assaulted. What are you gonna do when Megan Fox runs wild on you, brother?
She's the devil.
Not for publication. Megan Fox.
And Megan Fox has the story.
I'm Megan.
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 Megan Fox.
Miss Rackets,
Thank
cheers.
you. Cheers.
Well, look, bitch, you're not serious either. You didn't even do the paperwork in time.
Well. Happy Friday, everybody. I'm Megan Fox I write with pjmedia.com. You know me. I do investigative journalism. I do entertainment and broadcasting. I do it all. And normally, I do not stream on Fridays. But I'm sorry. I have to. Because what's happening right now, I can't even stop thinking about it. Like I'm trying to write an article about it and I can't. I'm like, I got to get my thoughts together. What a better way to get my thoughts together than to be here with you, my people. I've got Rumble going. We've got YouTube going. We've got Facebook going and locals. The locals community, by the way, meganfox.locals.com. You guys are killing it. I love the locals chat. It's where you guys can post memes. And you can follow locals for free, but you got to be a paying member if you want to be in the chat, and also invited to our movie nights, which are so much fun. And we've had 2 this week with Casey Anthony, where the truth lies and lies and lies over and over again. And we've watched episode 1, and we have also watched episode 1 of those awful billionaires in England who like to complain so much about their lives. What are their names again? Oh, yeah. Harry and Meghan, I think. Yes, we watched episode 1 of that last night. What a shit show. If you want to get in on that, all you have to do is go over to locals. And it is so cheap right now. It's $3 a month. Anybody can afford that. And if you sign up for an entire year right now, you get a free month. All you have to do is use my promo code PANTS for that discount. Locals, meganfox.locals.com. So much fun, you guys. Live streams, movie nights. You don't want to miss it. All right, let's get to the news of the day. Wait, the chat is hopping. Hold on a second. I haven't seen the Rumble chat yet. Hey, Rumble, are you hitting that plus button? You need to do that. Hit the plus button. Make sure that we have the Rumble going. And if you're on YouTube, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to hit the like button because I don't know, some kind of algorithm thing. Nobody can really explain it to me, but I've been told it's important. So just hit the little thing. Your thumb's not broken. Just go down there and just like click on the little thumb thing. All right. And if you are not, Facebook actually told you I was live. Well, that's an improvement. And if you are on Facebook because you're a boomer, and that's okay, we love boomers here. If you're on Facebook, I'm on Facebook too, and you can follow me there. And I think I'm only like 900 followers away from getting that page monetized, which would be fantastic. Hey guys, don't forget we are still doing the raffle from earlier in the week. We only have $20 to go before I raffle off those 2 books, and we will. And all of you that sent tips and super chats from last stream are still in the running. And anybody who sends super chats, super stickers, rumble rants, or locals coins and tips today, a minimum of $1 is going to be entered in that for one of whichever book you want from me. Shut Up, The Bizarre War That One Public Library Waged Against the First Amendment, or Believe Evidence, The Death of Due Process. And today it is Kindles. However, I have orders for the actual books. They're on order. They are coming. And let's see, I'll tell you when they're coming. So I probably should have them by next week. Oh, and by the way, on Monday, Alvin Louis from Courage is a Habit is going to be here, and he is giving away 2 of my books, the actual, soft cover books. He's going to be doing that on Monday. So make sure that you're here. He's got a great story going on right now. Alvin has been suspended from Twitter, and we thought that couldn't happen anymore. So we're not sure what's going on, but he's been suspended from Twitter for pointing out that weirdo who keeps stealing luggage that works for the president is a degenerate weirdo. He got suspended for saying that. You know about this guy, right? Sam something or other. So it looks like my book order is coming on sometime between January 1st and January 3rd. Why is it taking so long? Oh, I guess I won't have them by next week. Hit that like button, you degenerates. And don't forget the merch store. There is merch. One of you crazy loons bought my signed sweaty t-shirt for $100. So it got yeeted out of the raffle because if you offer me $100 to buy my sweaty t-shirt, you're getting it. So the fantastic. And that goes towards the technology to make this show even better. I am about to try and upgrade my StreamYard so that we can keep movie nights going. That's really part of it because StreamYard is going to charge me a bunch more money so I'm on a free trial right now so that I can offer that to you guys, and I want to keep it going. So it's important that we keep on growing the channel, share it with your friends, subscribe, send chats and rumble rants when you can, because the more you do, the more I can provide to you. SJF, you're listening while vacuuming and house cleaning. Good for you. I'm supposed to be doing that, which is why this is not going to be a very long stream because I need to get to my vacuuming too. It's too bad. Sod this says, wow, that's amazing. $100 for your sweat. Imagine what you could get for your pants. It's so funny. Oh my gosh. All right. Here we go. We got to get to this groomer story because this is so dumb. This is just so ridiculous. Project Veritas, James O'Keefe is back on Twitter after being yeeted from Twitter for whatever the hell he did. Who knows? I don't know why they deleted him from Twitter, but they did. Because I guess he was hurting the left too badly with his undercover journalism. He's one of the last true journalists left out there that actually do great work. Yeah, what's happening in Chicago? We're getting to that right now. Right now. Okay, let's get over to the video, shall we? I need to go over to my Twitter. Oh, and I don't have it open. I am unprepared. But that's because I never stream on Friday. I'm just not ready. I'm not ready. I'm getting there. Hold on. But Project Veritas is back on Twitter. And one of the very first things that I woke up to this morning, I opened Twitter and I see that hashtag buttplugdean is trending. butt plug Dean. Now, I just happened to know what this was about because I had seen the video when it went out. But if you didn't see it, you wouldn't know. And seeing that hashtag trending on Twitter was like, excuse me, what? What is this? You know it's going to be a good day on Twitter when it's trending hashtag butt plug Dean. All right, here we go. I found it. And we are going to share this. Add to stream. This is so nuts, you guys. All right, here we go. This is a teacher, not a teacher, a dean of students at a private school on the north side of Chicago. It's called Francis W. Parker School. And he was filmed undercover talking to an undercover journalist at Project Veritas about what he does during Pride Week at his school. This is at an educator conference, by the way. He thought he was talking to another educator, which should tell you something. Let's just get to it.
I had like our LGBTQ plus health center come in. They were passing around butt plugs and dildos to my students, talking about queer sex, using lube versus using spit.
Meet Joe Bruno, Dean of Students at the prestigious Francis W. Parker Private School in Chicago, which happens to charge $40,000 per student.
They're just like passing around dildos, butt plugs. The kids are just playing with them. They're like, how does this butt plug work? How do we do how does this work? That's a really cool part of my job.
Parents might be stunned to learn that Bruno's version of love and acceptance means handing out sex toys to underage students.
So I've been the dean for 4 years. During Pride, we do a Pride Week every year. And I had like our LGBTQ plus health center come in. They were passing around butt plugs and dildos to my students, talking about queer sex, using lube versus using spit.
Who is this?
This is an LGBTQ plus health center came in to talk to my high school students. They're just like passing around dildos, butt plugs. The kids are just playing with them. They're looking at them.
In the school?
In a classroom.
Wow.
Yeah. While I'm sitting there. And we had a drag queen come in, pass out cookies and brownies and do photos.
It's so amazing. And everybody's cool with that, like the butt plugs and the dildos. Nobody complains.
No.
I mean, if the parents found out, would they?
No. It's queer sex. This is the drag queen that came in.
What's her name?
Alexis Bevels.
Alexis Bevels.
And just hung out in my classroom.
Who was there?
Or hung out in my office.
You have so much freedom. So much wiggle room.
So much freedom. So much money.
I mean,
to do stuff.
Trustees are okay with that too? They don't know.
They would. It's like I wouldn't even run it by them. Why would I run it by them? They would be like, "Oh my god, that's wonderful."
Yeah. How old were the kids with the classroom?
14, 18. They're like, "How does this work? How does this work?"
Right.
So yeah, that's a really cool part of my job is I don't have to worry about stuff like that.
Holy cow, you guys. I mean, what do you think about that? This is just, all right. So when I first saw this video and I looked up the school, yeah, this is what they always say, out of context. So I was watching and by the way, thanks for the super chat. Snow Queen says, the story was just disgusting. I can't believe parents weren't upset by this. What's going on with the world? Yeah, we're getting to that part. I got to write you down. Make sure I get you in the shoot. My notebook's over here. I got to go get it. Okay, there we go. I gotta find the raffle from the other day. It's in here somewhere. There it is. All right, Snow Queen. Gotcha. All right. Yeah. So we'll get to this, but I was I got some of your comments here that just are unbelievable, so funny. I'm laughing so hard. For fuck's sake, says they can't stop falling for honeypots and bragging about their degeneracy. That's not James's fault. This is unbelievable because in the statement by the school that did double down and stand up for this teacher, their main argument was he didn't know he was being filmed. That's really the problem you have with this? That, like, he didn't know he was being filmed? So, you're saying that if he did know, he wouldn't have said those things, right? So, he would have been, of course, lying then which is why journalists go undercover, duh, because nobody tells journalists the truth. If you want the truth, you gotta be somebody else. Wow. Sharon, thanks so much for dropping those links in the locals chat. You're awesome. Chris says, butt plug Bruno has a better ring to it. We don't talk about Bruno. No, no. We don't talk about Bruno. That's all I can think of when I hear this guy's name. We got to come up with alternative lyrics for that for butt plug Bruno. Oh, God. Delia says, isn't that Racket's #1 competition? Hashtag Baldo boy. Hashtag butt plug Dean. And KL, I agree with you. KL says, sure seems like grooming. Yeah, it kind of does. And these people, they hate to be called groomers, and then they do stuff like this. Like, what else do you call giving 14-year-olds? He admitted on the tape, the kids in his class are 14 to 18 years old, and they're playing with butt plugs and dildos. Like, they can't even buy those in a store. You have to be 18. You can't go into a sex shop or order online if you're not 18. It's just ridiculous. What? It's obscene. But here's the thing. Yeah, thank you for pointing that out, Crystal. Elite school. All right, so I looked at the school. I'm from Chicago, you know that. As soon as I saw where it was, just north of the city, I knew, oh, these people are going to love this. They're not going to have any problem with this. These are the most self-important twats you've ever met in your life. Chicagoans that live on the north side. Okay, these are super wealthy, snobby, virtue signaling people. These are the kind of people who transition their 3-year-olds. Okay, so when I saw where this school was, and it's a $30,000 a year school, by the way, they're paying something like 30 to 40 grand a student for this thing, for this school. I knew that this is what they signed up for. And sure enough, if you go to their website, it's full of like trannies talking to kids, and they're bringing in people from all these super far left organizations, and it's all white kids, of course. It's almost all white kids. These are very wealthy, privileged white left families, and this is what they're doing. You do not find this stuff on whatchamacallit. You're not going to find any of this like in the black schools in Chicago, right? Where it's majority black students. You're not going to find that. You know why? Because they're struggling. They're like trying to teach the kids how to read and write and stuff. And like at these super wealthy white schools, this is what they're doing instead. Like, okay, well, I guess maybe white people really will become, they won't be able to compete at some point, because why are you teaching the kids this? Like, teach them how to read, teach them how to do math. What are we doing? Okay, so there's more video of this because James O'Keefe goes and he confronts this teacher, just like Chris Hansen style. It is so fantastic. I miss To Catch a Predator so much, and watching this gave me my To Catch a Predator fix. Man, you guys, the chat is so lit. I can't keep up with your comments. I want to like talk and read at the same time, and it's impossible to do so. But oh my gosh. Hey, Jamie, if you're watching this right now, you should pop in here. This would be fun to talk about. Are you busy? What? Gaze Against Groomers is texting me, so I want to see if she wants to come on. She said she was watching. This is such an insane story. It's so crazy. I mean, okay, but I do have a theory. And that I knew that these people weren't going to have a problem with it because they're a bunch of really far left twats, basically, in Chicago, and they're gonna stand up for this teacher, and they're gonna do everything they can to keep this going and pretend like they're doing the right thing for the kids, and they're gonna put it under inclusivity and diversity. Diversity is our strength, and you know, we just love, Jamie says she's not camera ready. You're always camera ready, Jamie. You're beautiful. Get in here. I'm sending you a link. Sending you a link. If you want to jump in, you can come on anytime. Let me send it to you. I'll send it to you on Twitter DMs. Where is your Twitter DM? I'm sending it to the Gays Against Groomers account. All right. You can always keep your camera off. All right. All right, I sent it. Anyway, there's more video. So let's get over to the other video of him confronting "We don't talk about Bruno" outside the school, because it is hysterical. It's the best edited cut I've ever seen Project Veritas do. And I'm still laughing about it. It's so funny. Oh my gosh. Butt plugs and dildos. Oh my. Oh my goodness. No, he was not arrested, Jacob. Jacob says, so the guy was arrested, right? Yeah, no. Arrested? No. See, now if somebody was handing out the stuff on the street corner to kids, they would be. Wait, are you seeing this? Do I have it on the screen? No, I don't. Hold on. If you were just doing this on the sidewalk, like, you'd be arrested. But because this guy is a dean of a school, he can do it, I guess, and nobody cares. Watch this.
Joe Bruno.
Look at how.
Hi there.
I'm sorry. Can we just stop for a second? Look at how he's standing. Does he or does he not look like he's wearing a butt plug right this very second?
James O'Keefe with Project Veritas.
Hell no. To the no, no, no.
You're on camera here talking about giving anal sex toys and butt plugs to little children.
They're just like passing around dildos, butt plugs. The kids are just playing with them.
Sir, why are you running? Why are you running away?
Why are you running?
Sir, anal butt plugs and toys?
Excuse me?
Bruno just, excuse me, this guy, this teacher is talking about giving sex toys to your children.
This is the space where we're dismissing children.
Right.
Can you actually evacuate the patio?
Right,
please?
but he was giving sex toys to the children.
I have children here.
Isn't it ironic? Don't you think?
Please evacuate
We're leaving.
the
But he was talking about giving sex toys to children.
Thank you for leaving.
We understand. Reporter is asking someone a question. We are leaving. You bet. As you can see, he ran into the building as quickly as possible. Are we allowed to stand on the sidewalk, sir?
Sidewalk, I can't control that.
Thank you. We're going to stand on the sidewalk right here. Do you know a Joseph Bruno? Bruno?
Bueller.
Yes, you're filming me. We're filming you too. Joe Bruno, your dean of students, talking about giving sex toys to children. Okay.
I mean, and the parents, you guys, the parents are worried about him, James O'Keefe, being on the school property, not the dean of students who's literally handing out sex toys to kids and giving them lube and talking about spit versus lube. Like, literally, that's what he's talking about with 14 to 18-year-olds. Come on. And of course, the school put out this ridiculous letter about how they support this teacher. And like, they're just going to support whoever does any of this stuff because, like I told you, they're a bunch of North Side twats. These are not serious people. Coming to the stream right now is Gays Against Groomers, Jamie Michelle. Jamie, can you believe this story?
I mean, I can, which is sad. It's you know what's really disgusting and shocking though? I thought this was just a problem in public schools. Yeah, it's clearly not. So
well,
I've been calling him butt plug Bruno on Twitter for a while now. I really like that. It has a nice ring to it.
Did you see my thumbnail for today's stream? Because this is my favorite. Here, I'll upload it so we can all laugh at it because I was like cracking up. The fact that I had to Google a butt plug to get a picture of one for this thumbnail just made me like, I just want to die. Why are we in this? What are we? Look at my thumbnail.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know, I saw where you said that, you know, the way he was standing, it looks like he had one in, and that's, I mean, totally. Who stands like that?
Who
Well,
stands on
you
it?
know what? These
He looks
freaks, they like wearing that shit all the time. Like they always have some kind of kink going on, and the fact that he's around kids when teaching them about this, you know, he's getting off on it, you know. It's
Well,
just
I
he's
don't understand how these people can equate homosexuality and being gay with him going, "It's gay sex." Is that gay sex though for everyone? Because it doesn't feel. I don't think so. I don't think that all gay people are engaged in this kink, sex toy fetish stuff. I don't
I
think
mean,
that's
that
true.
I doubt any more than straight people. I mean, you know, straight people are into all kinds of things too. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
are
just
we teaching that during sex ed class? Are we teaching all the things that straight people could possibly be into? Like, I think butt plugs are a little bit out there. I don't think that's a real
I've
normal
never
thing.
I've never been interested in them myself. Um,
Me neither.
yeah. So
Me
I
neither.
mean, I don't know, but he's clearly gay, right? So
Clearly.
yeah,
Clearly. There's something about the look there. I don't think that we could
yeah.
mistake it. I think what was interesting during that video, the interview, you know, with the undercover journalist, he's like, "So nobody objects to this, like the board?" And he said the board doesn't know. Of course, if they did know, I'm still saying they would stand behind this 100% because of where this school is located in Chicago.
Mhm.
There are these far left, really
Yeah.
rich white people who love to virtue signal their how far left they are and how open-minded they are. I
It's
guarantee you
really
they will love
yeah,
this.
it's super disturbing how, you know, being far left, it just keeps moving further and further left to the point where now we're like they're supporting pedophilia, they're defending it, you know, they're defending all of this stuff that is attacking children sexually. And you know, people love to every day there's a new article out saying how Gays Against Groomers is a far right hate group, far right organization. And it's like we're really not. Like we have support from all over the political spectrum, and people in our organization you know, are from all over too. And it's just like, if that's the position, like you want to say that protecting children from grooming and being sexualized and mutilated and all this stuff is a right wing issue. I mean, I think a lot of people are going to start identifying as right wing if that's all it takes to be right wing, because, you know, this is a really unifying issue. Like it shouldn't be partisan at all. And they're making it that way. And it's, you know, I know a lot of Democrats, like, you know, you see the crazy leftists in the media and on all the viral clips, but the majority of Democrats, I really think like, I don't know. I think they're all very kind of dumb because they keep voting for Democrats who allow this stuff and promote it. But I think, you know, the majority of these Democrats either have no idea what's going on in regards to this and completely for sure are not on board with it. I mean, you know, I have a lot of liberal friends that I grew up with. Like, I have a lot of friends online that are on the right just because of my, you know, work as the gay who strayed for the past few years. Like, I've met a lot of people on the right. But my friends in real life are liberals, and I know, like, I don't personally know a liberal that or a Democrat that thinks this is okay.
Are they
So,
getting loud about it though, or are they
no, I
keeping
mean,
quiet?
I don't think a lot of them really know, but you know, I think that's another thing. I think that these people now, especially like liberal moms and parents, like their kryptonite is being called a bigot of any kind, you know? They're scared of coming out as opposed to this stuff, which is horrific that they are scared to do that when, you know, kids are involved. But I think that they're scared of being seen as hateful or homophobic or
Right.
transphobic in any way. And you know, Gays Against Groomers, we're trying to make it really, really known that it's not hateful to be against the abuse of children. It's not a bigoted
No.
stance. You're not homophobic, you're not transphobic. Like we need to get that message out, because I really think these liberals, like they really think that, you know, coming out against what's happening to children now is somehow a bigoted stance, and it's not. It's a morally necessary stance. And
I think it's also, if you want to talk about homophobia, it's kind of homophobic to to conflate
oh god,
homosexual
yeah,
people with
obviously.
this extreme kink stuff. I
Mhm.
mean, look, one of you in the chat said no kink shaming, Jacob, I think it was. And yeah, you know what? I don't care what you do in your
Just keep
private life,
out of it.
but
Just keep
that's your
nobody
private
cares.
life. Like, keep it away from the kids. Like,
Yeah.
Mr. Bruno can do whatever he wants, and I wouldn't give a crap because I
Exactly.
wouldn't have to know about it if he didn't bring it into the classroom and teach little children how to pretend like they're Mr. Bruno. Because clearly
Mhm.
Mr. Bruno likes the butt plugs and the dildos. I mean, we can tell. But why does he have to tell children this?
Well, that's the whole thing. I mean, for it, I started Gays Against Groomers first and foremost to stop this attack on children, but also to show the public, like optically, that we're not a monolith. Like the mass majority of us are not on board with this. We don't identify it. We don't see ourselves in it in any way. And it's sad because all of us are kind of being lumped in together by association. And so, of course, support and acceptance of LGBT people is declining because all you see right now coming from the community is this attack on kids and this depravity. And support and acceptance of our community was declining ever since pride just is being shoved down the whole country's throats all the time. You see
Can you
like
imagine Bruno saying, "This is what I do for Pride Week. We hand
Right.
out dildos and they play with the dildos and the butt plugs in school in class. It's like a joke. It can't be real." You're like, "This can't be real. This is Borat, you know?" Snow Queen, thanks for
Yeah,
the super chat. She says, "Being afraid of being called a name does not trump being a parent and protecting your children from it." That's
yeah,
right. That's absolutely right.
exactly.
There is a clip I want to show you, Jamie. I don't know if you've seen this, but let's see, I guess it was Sean Hannity, a show that I do not watch very often anymore. But who was on there was Tammy Bruce, who is
Mm,
one of
yeah, I love her.
been one of my favorites for a long time. And she had some really good things to say about this. I was happy to hear from her. So we're going to play this clip real quick.
Fox News alert. The woke indoctrination of your children continues. A shocking new video from Project Veritas showing a teacher bragging about exposing his students to sex toys, and it gets worse. Here's a preview, but we got to warn you, it's fairly graphic.
During Pride, we do a Pride Week every year, and I had like our LGBTQ plus health center come in. They were passing around butt plugs and dildos to my students, talking about queer sex, using lube versus using spit. They're like, how does this work? How does this work?
Now, despite these pretty disgusting comments, the William F. Parker School is actually defending the dean, saying in a statement, in part, quote, "He was filmed without his knowledge or permission while describing one example of our inclusive LGBTQ plus affirming and comprehensive approach to sex education." Here with reaction, Fox News contributor Tammy Bruce, Fox News legal analyst Greg Jarrett. How about parents do their job and instill the values?
Well, that's it. Parents are the moral arbiters of their children. They've made a statement. They don't want to be co-parenting with state agents. But bottom line is, these are minors. And many of the audience know this, many do not. I'm a gay woman. I've been a gay woman for a long time. We are now watching certain adults, certainly marginal extremists, in an attempt to validate our own adult issues, using children to do that. It is obscene, it's unacceptable, and for everyone, every parent, many of whom are being misled by activists and others who are interested in cultivating minors into a certain framework, is that this is not at all what the gay civil rights movement was about.
There's two things going on here. First of all,
Okay, I don't care about what Greg Jarrett says. I just wanted to hear Tammy Bruce. And I think she's absolutely right. I think
That's what every common sense, rational, just normal gay person thinks, and even trans people. I mean, it's not rocket science. It's like it's insane that this is even debatable. Like it shouldn't be. It isn't. Like
it should, but yet here we are.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you for the super chat, Warrior Biatch. Here we are. I mean, did you ever think we would be at a place where pedophilia is actually being debated? Because there's no other way to describe this. I mean, NAID says your algorithm is all messed up now, Megan. Yeah, because I had to Google butt plug. Yeah, no joke. My Google results are going to be screwed up forever.
It's so disgusting that the school, rushed to defend him instead of defending the kids, that are
Oh, I
being.
knew that was going to happen. It's the North
I
Side.
actually thought the dean would be fired. I actually thought that, especially because it's a private school. These kids, I think, the parents are paying $40K a year for them to go. I think I saw.
Yeah, they are.
They need to be careful because this school, I foresee a lot of parents taking their kids out of it. I know parents are not on board with this. So it's kind of like,
I would be shocked. I would be shocked if parents at that school had a problem with it. I think that they
Really?
Oh yeah, you have to understand, Jamie, this particular section of Chicago. Let's look at their website.
What part of Chicago is it?
It's just north of the city. These are very wealthy people. Just north of Chicago downtown is where this is. This is in one of the wealthiest places in Chicago. And the wealthiest places in Chicago are staffed entirely and attended entirely by incredibly wealthy people. You heard him in the tape saying, "There's so much money. We have so much money." This is a place that they call themselves progressive. Parker's progressive education is one of knowledge and individuality, of personal awareness and strength. And if you go to their photos, I was looking at their recent photos and stuff, they've got trans people talking to kids. I mean, this is just how they normally do things. They sent their teachers to this conference for teachers of color, which I thought was a hilarious way to put it. It was persons of color. It's like, wait, you had a colored person's event? Really? That's what you did? And that's where this was filmed. So this is something that they are very into. They're into all this very far left woke climate change and queer theory. And on one hand, I'm like, okay, if parents want to pay for this, because this is not a public school. It has always been my argument that if you want this kind of crap in the school, you need to open your own school. You need to have a private school, have an LGBTQ, rainbow, gender queer theory school, and pay for it. And then don't put it on our kids in public school, because it's not okay, because not everybody agrees. But if you do agree.
To be clear, no. There shouldn't be LGBTQ schools. That, in my opinion, no, we don't need.
Right, because it's great. Then you get to the part where it's
full-on groomer schools where that's all they talk about. But I get what you're saying.
Well, I mean, it's a free country, and if you think that your kids should learn this stuff, I guess if it's not going to be illegal, which I think it should be, because why are we giving sex toys to kids? I don't get it. I don't get it. But then again, if they want to go with this parental rights, argument, well, fine. Then keep it in these private weirdo schools for the progressives and charge $30,000 for it.
It's just disgusting. It's just really disgusting.
Let's see,
and then they say, the people that support all this stuff, they'll say, oh no, nobody's teaching your kids this. No one's giving your kids puberty blockers. Nobody's nobody's performing these surgeries on kids. And then mountains of evidence comes out showing that, yes, actually this is happening. And then they switch from it's not happening to, oh, okay, it's happening. And here's why it's a good thing.
This is exactly what they do. This is so sad. Lightgiver, thanks for the super chat. Lightgiver says, Megan, I was a volunteer in an AIDS hospice for 3 years. I was never against LGBT until now. My sister took down her flag. My neighbor took down their flag. This is what's happening. And that is so sad to me, because it has nothing, just like Tammy said, this has nothing to do with LGBT rights. Nothing.
Exactly.
This is something totally different.
No, when we were fighting for our rights, and our gay and lesbian elders that fought for actual equal rights, which was a just cause, all Americans should have equal rights under the law. If you're a constitutionalist, you have no choice but to agree with that. But we never foresaw this coming. And, there was the radical religious right that would warn about the slippery slope. And I genuinely thought they were crazy. I was like, the gay agenda is literally, we just want to get married. I remember the memes. And now, they've essentially were proven correct. And I'll never forgive the radicals for that. I mean, they've completely set our community back so far years back. It's like, you know, we just got the right to marry, and I think it was 2015 nationally. And that wasn't that long ago. And in such a short time, it feels like they're erasing just all of the progress we made, like real progress, not like what progressives claim is progress, you know?
Right.
So it's
No, I
just,
agree too, because people were feeling like a lot of goodwill, I think, towards, I think it was better, just a few years ago. And now all of a sudden, they're forcing parents to put up a barrier to say, oh no, this is not, you're not coming anywhere near my kids with this stuff. And then you don't know, it's unfortunate because you don't know who's safe and who isn't. These people are doing it behind parents' backs.
that's the big, yeah, exactly. They're trying to become the child's new family, and hiding things from the parent and turning the kids against their parents. Like, oh, your parents, they're just not supportive enough. Like, if they're not on board with this, they just don't understand you. Like, I understand you. It's typical, like, it's literally cult 101 practices, like the most important part of getting somebody into a cult is to separate them from their family and become their new family. And so these are old tactics, they're being used on kids nationally, even internationally in the Western world.
And that's scary too, because a lot of these kids are really lacking attention from their parents right now. We're in a generation, where unfortunately parenting has become more like, giving technology to kids to babysit them. And so these children really are looking for that one-on-one attention. And if they're not getting it at home, they're going to get this love bombing from the cultists. And the cultists are taking the kids over because you're not paying enough attention to your kids. Let's just be totally honest. Those of you who are having problems and I'll put myself in the category too. I find myself doing it sometimes too, which is why I told you I felt very convicted on Sunday when I went to mass and the priest was asking us, what do we need deliverance from? And my spirit was telling me, from distraction, go spend some time with your kids, one-on-one, eyeball to eyeball, and do things with them that don't include television, that don't include screens. And that's something we have to do. A Snow Queen, thanks for the super chat. Says manipulating. Yes.
I also think that, it's not so much that parents aren't paying attention or there for their kids. I think that now these schools are teaching kids to hide things from their parents, to not even go and talk to them. Oh, thank you for this chat. I see that comment.
Yeah, Sharon, thanks for the super chat. She says, Jamie, you're a great spokesperson for this cause. And indeed, as Megan said, camera ready. Yes, you're always camera ready. You don't ever have to worry about that.
That is such a lie.
So beautiful.
That is not true.
It's not a lie. You're gorgeous.
I think I'm actually doing Jesse Waters' show tonight.
Are you?
Yeah, to talk about they want to talk about Sam Brinton or Brighton or whatever his name is.
That freak.
Yeah.
You know that Alvin Louis got suspended from Twitter permanently because of what he said about.
Yeah, the courage is a habit.
Yes. Yeah, can you believe this?
I still can't believe that they're not back on Twitter yet. Like, I don't understand. I've tweeted about it.
Me too.
I mean, I know Elon's tagged in like a million posts a second, so he obviously.
I think he listens to yours though, so keep doing it. Keep trying to take his attention.
We've never gotten a reply from him yet.
Oh, you will though.
He knows about us, but I mean,
you will. I'm sure he knows about you. Are you kidding? You're going to come up in Twitter files. I feel it. I'm waiting for it to happen.
No, that's crazy. I actually made a tweet about it last night because December 6th was our 6-month anniversary since I launched Gays Against Groomers. And in that time, we've been permanently suspended twice and locked out twice. And we had a lot of our detractors, saying, how is this happening? This is unprecedented. Like what, and so somebody was aware of our account with behind the scenes like that, making these decisions. Cause we've never, it's so crazy. We're the ones being punished just trying to protect these kids. It's literally, they're trying to say it's a bigoted, hateful stance. Like they always come out saying we're anti-trans, and that's not true. I mean, we have trans people in our organization and created a whole partner coalition called Trans Against Groomers because so many wanted to help. But, they use that to be able to silence the opposition and shut them up. And it's just crazy. First, it's crazy that we even have to exist, that this is where we're at. But You know, it's just spiraling. It gets really depressing sometimes, but I don't know.
It does, but also we have to take the time to laugh when we can. And today is a great example of being able to laugh at these people. Ridicule, by the way, is the most powerful weapon
Oh, for
that you
sure.
have against these types of people. And James O'Keefe, I want to give you an example of how good he is at using ridicule as a weapon.
Yeah.
This man is my hero. And let's watch this because it is hysterical. This is his fuck around and find out graph.
So today we're going to talk about how we can find out and how much we can find out and what it takes to get there. First, we have to decide how much we want to find out. So let's say in this case, you want to find out at a level of around 7. And I come over horizontally where it intersects with the gradient. That's the gradient line. And then I bring it down all the way to number 7 on the fuck around line. And there we have it right there in the intersection point. So here that's going to tell me how much I have to fuck around to find out what it is I have to find out. As you can see, the more you fuck around, the more it is that you're going to find out. If you stay down here, if you never fuck around, you're never going to find out. Joe Bruno.
Yes.
Hi there. James O'Keefe with Project Veritas. You're on camera here talking about giving anal sex toys and butt plugs to little children. Sir, why are you running? Why are you running away? Sir, anal butt plugs and toys?
You know, it's got to be hard for him to run too with a butt plug. That was probably a little painful. But he tried anyways.
Oh God, yes.
Anyways, Megan, I gotta hop off. There's
all right. Get ready for Jesse Waters tonight. We'll be watching Jamie Mitchell on Jesse Waters. That'll be fantastic.
Yeah, thanks. Tune in if you can, and
All right.
I'll join again soon.
All right. See you later.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Love, Jamie. And speaking of Sam Brinton, why don't we get over and find out what is the latest news on Sam Brinton? Because as long as we're talking about freaks and weirdos and groomers, we need to talk about this guy because yeah, he should have asked him that. That should have been the next question. He should have said, "Are you wearing one now, sir?" All right, let's see. Sam, here he is. Sam Brinton. Let's share this. And here we go.
Luggage from Harry Reid International Airport. Luggage from Harry Reid International Airport. The 8 News Now investigators learning a felony warrant has been issued for Sam Brinton, a deputy assistant secretary in the Biden administration. Now, he's accused of a similar crime in the Minneapolis-St. Paul airport. This is a developing story. Luggage from Harry Reid International Airport. The 8 News Now investigators learning a felony warrant has been issued for Sam Brinton.
Hold on, I gotta mute this. Look at this guy. Is this real life? What is this clown world we're living in, where this person has been hired by the President of the United States, and he's all over social media, tied up in ropes and playing like he's a dog with masks and chains and whips and stuff. And this is acceptable to people? And what? What? I don't even know what this story is about, by the way. Why was he stealing luggage? Let's see if we can find, because I need to learn about this guy. I've been trying to ignore this story because I ignore anything with this freak in it because he is just awful. And I think that he's trolling just like Dylan McDermott. And or not Dylan McDermott. What am I saying? Who's that weirdo? Dylan something. Dylan Mulvaney. I didn't mean McDermott. I don't think Dylan McDermott's a weirdo, but maybe he is. Let's see what the New York Post report is on Sam Brinton and his luggage scandal. Let's get that out of here and let's share. Snow Queen. Thanks for the super chat. Says you just answered your own question. He was hired by our president. Yeah, so I guess that should answer the question. Poor Dylan McDermott. I know. I just outed Dylan McDermott apparently. Yeah. So this guy is like the head of nuclear something, which is just like, come on, really? Really? I mean, that's what we're going with now. Look, we're going with he's really in charge of nuclear secrets or something? How? How? I really need to know how. All right, let's watch this. To read this whole thing, I was hoping to hear someone. Okay, a Biden administration employee who allegedly stole a traveler's Vera Bradley suitcase, reportedly worth $2,325 from an airport in September. Moving on. Is being accused of stealing another luggage with a value between $1,200 and $5,000 at an unknown date. Is this guy just stealing the luggage, or is he going after women's underwear? That's what I want to know. Sam Brinton, the Deputy Assistant Secretary for Spent Fuel and Waste Disposition at the DOE's Office of Nuclear Energy. Oh God. How do we end up with people like this in charge? If you have not he's one of the government's first gender non-binary officials and uses they them pronouns. Oh, not today, honey. Not with me, you don't. No, you're he him. Brinton was captured on surveillance video grabbing the luggage and removing its ID tag, identifying the owner according to court documents. I want to see that footage. Do we have that footage? I wonder if there's footage out there. Brinton initially denied stealing the suitcase to police officers, but later claimed they took it by mistake, or he took it by mistake. I hate it when they write they, because then I don't know what they're talking about. He was placed on leave about a month ago following the accusations and could face up to 5 years in prison. Oh, they're going to like him in prison. Woo, boy. Ridiculous. All right, let's see if we can find the actual footage of Sam Brinton stealing women's luggage and why. I wonder why he did it. Sam Brinton luggage footage. We have footage of this. I'm looking. Aha! Serial suitcase thief? Is this him or is this? No, that's somebody else. It doesn't look like. It does not look like they've released any footage. That would be good though, wouldn't it? I would like to see that. I would like to. So Matt Walsh says that he did it because he wanted to wear real women's clothes. It's possible. I mean, or he was also stealing though, like designer bags. So maybe he just has some kind of designer bag fetish and can't afford them. I mean, doesn't he get paid a lot working for the White House, working for the Department of Energy? I mean, for crying out loud. How ridiculous. So while I'm searching around for this, by the way, if you are not a member of my locals page, you need to get over to meganfox.locals.com. It's the most fun chat. It is the most fun movie nights. You will get access at $3 a month to our movie nights where I sit and I stream a movie for you or a document. We're doing true crime documentaries right now. Right now we're doing Casey Anthony, Where the Truth Lies. We're on episode 2, and if you sign up for a year subscription, which you will get a free month using promo code PANTS, I will send you access to episode 1 so you can get caught up. You guys, this is the best investment, I'm telling you. Our little locals family is so fun, and we're making such good friends in our live chats there. If you can follow locals for free, you can follow me there for free, but if you want to take part in movie nights or you want to take part in the live chats, then you become a paying subscriber, and it is fantastic because it's allowing me to, it's becoming very successful, and it's allowing me to be able to upgrade my system here so I can bring you even better live streams, more content. And it helps to keep me independent. And I truly, truly appreciate all of my locals family. And if you can't afford to, subscribe right now, just make sure you go over and become a member on locals. Put it on your phone, download the app, and follow me for free. That way you get all of the notifications that YouTube doesn't give you for free. That doesn't cost any money. If you want to get notifications every time I'm going live or for all my articles on PJ Media, they're all in one place, which is on locals, meganfox.locals.com. So get over there and become a part of the community. And maybe once you're there for a while, you'll decide, hey, you know what? I really want to go to one of those movie nights because it looks like fun. And it is fun. We have a blast, and you can ask people on Locals who have gone. We have a lot of fun doing that. Locals is becoming my really fun place. I've started checking Locals before I even check Twitter, which is kind of amazing for me because I'm so addicted to Twitter that the other day I was like, oh my gosh, I've been on Locals all day and I haven't even checked Twitter, which never happens. Never happens to me. Okay, let's see. I'm just checking your comments. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, don't forget, we've got 2 Kindle books to raffle away today. And we're going to be doing that. You guys, we've hit the threshold because I wanted to get a total of 100, and we got a little bit past that from the last stream and today. So we will definitely, if you want to get in on that before I raffle it off, send super chats, send super stickers, Rumble rants, or tips, or what do you call them? Coins on Locals. And I'll put you in there because I am definitely going to do that drawing today. El Kitty says the man makes upwards of $175,000 a year. This has to be a fetish that he can't control himself for him to risk going to prison. Yeah, although I can't believe somebody would go to prison for stealing a bag at an airport. That just, in the day of, no bail and early release, I can't imagine anyone going to prison for stealing a bag. Sharon says, we have a blast on Megan Fox's Locals page. We really do. We've been having so much fun. And I try to keep the live chat going as much as so that it's always open so that you guys can be in there live chatting with one another. And people are making friends with one another. And you know how we've made this little community on YouTube? Well, you know that it's not that safe. I've been yeeted off of YouTube before. And yes, they overturned my strike, but that doesn't mean that it'll happen the next time. And so I would love to have you guys over on Locals just in case I get censored here, and then you'll be able to know where I am and find me over there. All right, let me look at my notes. My notes, because I've got some more stuff I wanted to get to, and then I'm probably going to wrap it up because Friday's a busy day for me. I have a lot to do. We're having pizza tonight. In the Fox household, Mr. Fox makes pizza. Oh, and if you're on Locals, maybe I'll do a pizza making stream tonight just for subscribers. So you can see how Mr. Fox makes Chicago style pizza because it's so good. His pizza is so fantastic. All right, let's see. Oh, Ben Chu. Oh my gosh, you guys. Johnny Depp's attorney. We have Johnny Depp's attorney talking about Casey Anthony. Can you believe this? We got to see this. You're going to love this. I was going to save this for next Tuesday for True Crime Tuesday, but I can't. I got to show you now. We'll probably look at some of it again on True Crime Tuesday, which, by the way, don't miss. Every Tuesday here on YouTube and Rumble and Facebook, I'm doing True Crime Tuesday from 11 to around 2, and we talk about all the latest in true crime, including the Idaho 4. Oh no, Sean, that is not Chicago-style pizza. Deep dish is not Chicago-style pizza. We make cracker thin crust. That's what people in Chicago actually eat. That deep dish stuff is for tourists. I'm sorry to inform you that hardly anybody eats that in Chicago normally. Oh my God, Chris, no. Who the hell puts pineapple on pizza? Don't be ridiculous. That's like should be a crime. That should come with 5 years in prison. No, no, no. All right, let's see. Here we go. Yes, John, Southside Tavern style. That's correct. You know, you've been there, obviously. You know what I'm talking about. No, we don't eat deep dish. No. Absolutely not. All right, let's get over to Johnny Depp's lawyer, Ben Chu. He is talking about Casey Anthony and whether or not she could sue her, or her father could sue her for making the statements that she has made, incredible statements, and NBC allowed her to do it. Unbelievable, allowed her to do it. Without, and the documentary, you guys, we are watching this together, and you have got to watch this with us. You cannot believe that Ellie, how could you have just found out that I was streaming? Are your notifications on in locals, because if you turn your notifications on in locals, you will get notified every time because I put it up there. So you should. So check your notifications because you're not getting them if you're not seeing it on locals. Okay. Sorry. Ben Chu, getting back to Ben Chu, he's going to talk about defamation. And one of the things that I cannot believe about this is that she's made these claims, these incredible claims during this NBC Peacock docuseries that her father repaid and repaid and repaid her over and over and over again. That's what she claims. And so she's accusing him of a heinous crime of being a child, you know what, I guess molester, diddler, whatever word you want to use that YouTube won't eat me for. And they made absolutely no effort to find out if this was true. They didn't talk to anybody from his past, from her father's past. They didn't they did no investigation into it at all, which I am shocked. If lawsuits don't come, I will be completely shocked. Let's listen to Ben Chu talking about this. He was on Court TV, and I was just like, I cannot even believe that Peacock did this. I really can't. I cannot believe that Peacock was this dumb to have allowed this to happen.
Whether the allegations are true has to be done and has to be done extensively, more so than in a general point,
back up a
i.e.
little
whether
bit.
the allegation. Well, Vinny, as you know, and you're assuming truth, but truth is always a defense in any defamation case. So due diligence on that point, i.e. whether the allegations are true, has to be done and has to be done extensively, more so than in a general commercial case, because the attorney has to be as sure as he or she can be that the allegations are false before he would take the case or advise the client to proceed. And then you go on to other factors we can discuss.
Go ahead. What are some of the other factors you're going to take a look at there?
Well, the other factors you would discuss are whether these are allegations of fact or allegations of opinion, which aren't, as you know, allegations of opinion are not actionable. In this case, I think you clear that hurdle because the accusation of being a pederast, it's a pretty clear allegation. It's an allegation of a crime, and it's a crime so heinous in our society, or really any society, that it is considered defamation per se. So the damages to the plaintiff, again, under your hypothesis, assuming the falsity of the allegations, this is a particularly heightened form of defamation per se. But there's another factor I think you're going to get at, and I shouldn't anticipate your questions because I'm not that smart. But another factor you always consider, and it was relevant in the Depp case as well, is you consider whether the potential defendant, as a practical matter, would have the means to satisfy any judgment.
So let me ask you this.
Okay, wait.
Before we get to
this is the part that is unbelievable because obviously Casey Anthony doesn't have anything, right? She doesn't have anything for a judgment. However, there's a big however coming right now. Guess who does? Could it be Peacock? I can't believe they allowed this documentary to go forward and allow this woman to make these allegations, and they did no investigative work. Like he just said, Ben Chu just said, you would really have to investigate whether these things happened or not, because truth is the defense. Did they even try? It sure doesn't seem like it. The only thing that Peacock used during the docuseries, and wait till we get to it, I think it's in episode 3, so we're still on episode 2, and that's Tuesday night, by the way. Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my locals. You guys should get on there and join. Go register for it. There's 250 tickets, and once they're all gone, that's it. But the only thing they did was pull up some old footage of George Anthony at at Kaylee's memorial service, where he says something like he misses the smell of the sweat on her hair or something, when she was done playing. And that's their evidence that he's a child diddler. That's their evidence. Now, you know what? I don't think that's not evidence at all of anything. Is it a weird thing to say? Maybe. Have I said stuff like that about my kids? Uh-huh. Yeah. And I'm not a child, you know what. I've said, in fact, one time I said something about, when babies are so new, they're so little, and even like 2-year-olds, they're very new still, and they smell really good. They just do. And my children's, I talk about this all the time, about how my kids, yeah, Joe Biden also likes to smell the heads of children. And I had this, so like even their little breath smells good because they're so new. They're not old yet. They don't have buildup of plaque yet. They don't have any of that stuff. So my son would fall asleep sometimes next to me in bed and be breathing on me. And I would just wonder at the fact that even his little breath was sweet. You notice these things about the children that you love, and it's not weird. It's not weird. I don't know if George Anthony is an abuser or not. I know, yeah, it's like a new car smell. Yes. Do not lie to me and tell me you've never smelled the head of a baby and just been like, oh, yeah, it's the best. It's the absolute best. It's just like puppy smell. Puppies, same way. Puppies smell really, when that puppy breath when they're little, oh God, so great. It's so great. Babies do smell sweet. So it's not weird to say that about your grandbaby. It's just not. Snow Queen, you really want those books, don't you? Thank you for the super chat. She says, the Casey Anthony documentary reminded me of Oprah talking to Prince Harry and Meghan. No pushback, no real hard questions. That's right. They don't question her at all. They do not question her. I know, puppy breath, right? I don't know what it is about puppy breath because it doesn't smell good necessarily, but there's something about it that is just so cute. You just can't take it. I remember Archie Ruckus when he was tiny little with his little puppy breath and his tiny face. Oh, so cute. So cute. Love puppy breath. And it's not weird. It's not weird to say that your child smells good or your grandbaby smells good. That doesn't mean you're an abuser. And that's their only evidence. It's so crazy. All right, so this next part is so important. And you guys are asking, is Ben Chu going to take the case? I don't know, but it seems to me like when he's out here commenting on it, he might be signaling that he's willing.
To the money aspect of it, do you ever look at the person making the statement? So say, hypothetically, the person is a convicted liar, right? Someone who's an admitted liar, someone who made an entire documentary talking about how she lied, someone who was convicted in court of lying. Does that come into play as well in evaluating the strength of your case if you're accusing a convicted liar of defamation?
Absolutely, Vinny, and I should have said that you consider the credibility and the record of both the plaintiff and the defendant. And in this case, as you point out, though she was acquitted of the murder back in 2011, she was convicted of 4 counts of giving false information to law enforcement. And as a matter, although some statements were made by her counsel, it's very clear that she changed her story about how Kaylee came to be murdered. It's outrageous.
Changed it a bunch of times. So explain to folks how this would go down. Then we all watched Johnny Depp v. Amber Heard. So if it's George Anthony versus Casey Anthony, we'll talk about Peacock in a moment. But if it's George Anthony versus Casey Anthony facing off, she'd have to testify. And if she's accusing him of being responsible for the death of her daughter.
Okay, I'm actually going to skip past this part. I want him to talk about Peacock. This part is not that important because Ben basically just says, well, yeah, she could testify, but she might not because she would say that it was incriminating or whatever. And then it turns out that, well, she might get rid of her Fifth Amendment rights, though, because she can't be tried twice for the same crime. So double jeopardy might actually nullify her Fifth Amendment right, which is interesting, but we don't need to listen to that whole thing. I want to get to Peacock.
New perjury convictions in the form of testimony.
My belief, that case would be perhaps even more revealing than the criminal trial was.
I agree. A defamation case would be
Yes,
great.
it would, because their discovery in the civil context, as you know, is a very broad standard. Anything reasonably calculated to lead to the discovery of admissible evidence. And because these particular defamatory statements go right to the heart of what happened to Kaylee and what allegedly happened to Casey, all of this would be fair game. This would be a disaster for Casey Anthony. And, opening up this can of worms by doing this docu-series really would not have been something any attorney would have advised.
Yeah, and the one question that has been answered there, I haven't heard it anywhere, is whether or not she got paid. I'm presuming there was some payment either for her interviews, her participation, or some pictures or whatever that she may have provided, but I don't know. She may not have been paid for the whole thing. All right, so let's get back to that other statement where you were talking about money, which is, if an attorney's going to take a case, there's got to be.
All right, let me just say, I don't think she was paid for it. I think it's very usual. It is very usual in documentaries where people who take part in it are not paid for it, and I would think that they probably didn't. Like he said, maybe for some photographs or some things that she gave them, but it's not for sure that she's making money on this, just to let you know, because I know a lot of people and a lot of the audience has said it's terrible that she's making money on this. She may not be. And for sure, she doesn't have a lot of money. She works for her defense investigator, doing filing, like kind of filing work and research work. So she's not making a ton of money or anything. And I wouldn't think that she made so suing her for defamation would be very difficult because she has nothing to give. However, here we go. Here's what you do instead.
Some way to satisfy a potential judgment. I don't know if she has two nickels to rub together. She may have a few dollars here and there, but nothing substantial. But this was a docuseries that was produced by someone. It was placed onto a streaming service. If, and again, this is the big if these statements are not true, would they be potential defendants in the case as well? Would it be, who could be on the hook?
Yes, that's where you would probably go. And again, assuming that she is judgment proof, which is an assumption, but not an unreasonable one, unless she was paid a lot for this docuseries, then I think you would have to look for a deep pocket. And the deep pocket could be the producers of the docuseries, who could be brought in as defendants.
Oh boy. The producers of the docuseries. And frankly, I gotta tell you, I couldn't believe it. I could not believe that they allowed her to make those claims and they did no investigation to find out if they were true. I mean, the woman who directed this thing, her name is Alexandra Dean. She also directed that one about Hugh Hefner. After he died, all these terrible allegations from women who said he did all this stuff like drugging them and raping them and keeping them hostage or whatever the hell else they said. Not that I'm a big Hugh Hefner fan. I'm not. Do I believe he could have done stuff like that? Yeah. But is it legitimate to come after he's dead with no evidence other than these women's word and go after him like that? I don't think it is legitimate. And I think that the director, where the heck is sorry, I'm like fumbling around here looking for something on my desk. I'm looking for my lip gloss. My lips are dry. It's winter. It's dry. It's winter. I need my lip gloss. If she is, I mean, this woman just seems to have a pattern, Alexandra Dean, a pattern of making accusations in these films that she may or may not be able to back up. And I think that she's like a real Me Too supporter. She's a Me Too activist. I listened to a couple of things of hers, like on podcasts, trying to get an idea of like who she is. Her Twitter account is full of all this woke stuff. So I think that the director is a real problem here. And if Peacock gets sued, by George Anthony. Boy, is that going to be interesting. And we will follow that trial. Speaking of trials, since you all and I have questions about the Casey Anthony trial, and it happened many years ago, and I don't have a good memory, and I don't think I watched it, I am going to be streaming it starting on Wednesday of next week. And I have a special guest who is going to be doing opening statements with me. Can anyone guess who this special guest might be? Anyone? Anyone? I have a special guest coming. I'll give you a little preview of who that might be. Wait, I don't have it pulled up yet, but yeah, if you guys this is going to be so fun. So next Wednesday from 11 a.m. To around probably, well, whenever we get finished, but probably my stream usually ends around, 3 o'clock. I'm going to be streaming opening statements of the Casey Anthony trial because I found it. I found it online, so that's cool. And joining me is going to be the illustrious, the only, hold on. I'm really screwing this up. The only, there we go. Here he is. The only Nick Rekieta from Rekieta Law. Oh, yes.
Are broadcasting
Nick will be with me.
simultaneously to Rumble and YouTube, which is not weird.
And it's going to be so fun. It's going to be so fun. It won't be the first time that Nick's been on my show, but it will be the first time he's been on for a while. I had him on when he got yeeted off of YouTube, and we were just on Rumble. So it will be the first time that he will be on my YouTube stream, and it will be extremely unbreaded. Okay, I promise you that it will be extremely unbreaded, and hopefully he will not be late and gay. Although we all know better, don't we? But all hail the Pope. He will be here Wednesday. At least he told me he would be. I told him not to stand me up, though. It's very possible that could happen. So no, he won't. Not on purpose. I mean, he could fall asleep and then not show up, but he'll make it up to me if that happens. But Wednesday, Casey Anthony opening statements. I don't think we're going to stream the entire trial on this channel, because it was like a 30-day trial. I mean, it was really long, you guys. It was super long trial. So I don't see myself restreaming it for 30 days. But I do think what I'm going to do is stream the most important parts that will give us the answers that we're looking for, which is, how did the prosecution drop the ball so badly? How did they not prove their case? What did they do wrong? What did the defense do that was right? I think that we can do a recap of that trial without doing every single day of it. And we will definitely do that. And starting out, Nikki is going to help me kick it off the right way. And I'm so thrilled, so happy. I haven't talked to him in a really long time. It's been a while. He's been busy. I've been busy. I've been working so hard at growing this channel so that I can upgrade some of my stuff here, so that I can, bring you better entertainment, because I know that my tech is really bad. But the next StreamYard upgrade that I'm trying to get to has HD. It's so good. C Suitor says, are you going to apply to write for Rackets Locals? No. For one, he's looking for lawyers, and for two, I do not have the time in my schedule to write for anybody else. As you know, that I write for pjmedia.com, and I write there every day. And I had to shut down my Substack today because I don't use it. So actually, if you are subscribed to my Substack, I just sent you a message today, and you should cancel your membership on my Substack and go and subscribe on Locals instead. meganfox.locals.com. That's where all the fun is happening. That's where all the fun is happening. And C-Suitor, you just got put into the book raffle, which I will be doing here very shortly. I just want to check my notes and see if, I just promised 87. Let's see. I promised you that I would play when we hit the raffle total. I promised 87 Sparky that I was going to play the Idaho 4 audio tape that I have when I spoke to the police in Washington State that have the case of the woman that is connected to, well, not connected to, but is similar to the stabbing, that is similar to the Idaho 4 case. So I did. I spoke to the captain there, and I have it on recording. And I promised you guys that I would play it when we got enough to the raffles. And Sparky says, "Oh, yeah." So we're going to do that because I made a call, like I always do. When I'm trying to verify information. And one of the things that I had written about on pjmedia.com, let me go over there and show you so I can catch you up on what is going on. If you're not familiar with the Idaho 4 murder case, right now I am following this case in Idaho where 4 students were brutally murdered in the middle of the night around 3 a.m. on November 13th. And this story, I mean, the case is unfortunately, I believe, going cold. There have been, and I wrote this article on PJ Media last week, there have been 2 other stabbings that are very similar, not too far away from this school, from the University of Idaho. And let me just show you some of this. Okay, so look at this. Let me pull this up. Look at this map right here. I'm going to make it bigger so you can see it. So the university killings were right here. And before then, in the same year, on the same date of the month, not the same month, but on the 13th, there was a stabbing in Washington, just over the border, and in another one in Oregon. So there were 2, and they were both on the 13th. They were both in the middle of the night. They're both unsolved. And in this case, with the couple here, just the male was killed and the female survived 19 stabbing and 19 wounds. But this elderly lady here, she did not survive. And I called the police regarding her case. Her name, I'm going to give you her name. I just don't remember off the top of my head. Her name was Sandy Ladd. Sandy Ladd, her body was found on June 14th of 2021. They believe that she was stabbed on the 13th. She was found in her kitchen in Washougal, Washington, with stab wounds to the stomach. It is believed that she could have been murdered on the 13th. So I called the police there in Washougal, and I had a conversation with the captain. It was a very small place. And I'm going to play that for you. I promised that I would. And so why don't we do that? I just got to log in to my recording. Oh, did I upload it to StreamYard? I think I did. I don't even have to do that. I can just play it right from here. I did. Wait, where did it go? Where did it go? No, it's not a video clip. What is it? It's a sound clip. There it is. All right. Are you ready? Here we go.
Hi, this is Captain Fichette. How can I help you?
Hi, how are you? My name's Megan Fox. I am looking for just a couple of questions about the murder of Sandra Ladd. I know that it's an open investigation, so I know you can't release hardly anything. But I just wanted to ask if you had a time of death on her that you've released.
We have a range of time of death. I don't recall that off the top of my head, but I could look that up and check with our detectives to make sure I can release that information.
Okay. The other question I had was the manner of or the place of death, like was she sleeping or was she found in a different area of her house? Is that something that's been released?
I have to check to see if that's released. We have an answer to that. I have to double check with my detective and make sure I can release that, but I can get answers to these questions and give you a call back.
Okay. And the other question I had, and I don't know if you can answer this or not, but I'm just going to ask it anyway. You know that there's tons of rumors swirling about the Idaho murders and it possibly being connected to this case. Are you talking with investigators in Idaho about, did they reach out to you? Are they asking about this case?
Investigators have not reached out to us, and there is not any reason to believe that there's a connection.
Interesting. Is there a way? Why do you think that? They say the same thing, and I'm just wondering why that conclusion comes up so quickly.
There is information that we can't release, essentially, that it would be harmful to the investigation of the case, but there's information we have that just precludes us from being able to answer that or to give you more details about that. But as I said, we don't have any reason to believe that there's a connection.
Okay.
Hi, this is Captain Fichette. How can I help you?
Okay, so there it is. What did you guys think of that? No, thanks for the super sticker. I appreciate that. Or Xcomer. Xcomer ZZZ North Korea. That's what that is. Is that Jeff? Or is it just a picture of Jeff? I appreciate it. I'm going to put you in the raffle. What did you guys think of that that recording? I mean, I know that I was kind of shocked that they haven't even reached out. Did I say North Korea? I didn't mean North Korea. What is NOK? I didn't mean that. I meant South Korea. I saw Jeff's face and I'm thinking Korea, and I saw NO and said North. Norwegian krona. Oh, that's funny. Oh God. But no, I thought it was interesting that call. I think it's really strange. How on earth? So Moscow police have said that the stabbings, the nearby stabbings, and the one with Sandra or Sandy Ladd was not connected, but yet they didn't reach out to the police in Washington. They didn't reach out. Does that make sense to you? Because it really doesn't make sense to me. 87 Sparky says, I think they just can't say because they don't want to scare the public. Why wouldn't they say, thanks for the super chat, by the way, why wouldn't they say, 87, that, yeah, they did reach out. We've talked to them. I mean, you would think if you didn't want to scare the public, you would be like, oh, yeah, they did. So that people think they're doing their jobs. Because right now, there are a lot of people who are concerned that the police are in over their heads. And now I'm not, I don't know. I don't really have an opinion on this one way or the other. I think it's a really tough case. And I think a lot of murder cases are very difficult to solve. We think that everyone can be caught these days. But that's not really the truth. I heard someone the other day, and I don't remember who it was, talking about how this particular murder could have been the perfect crime because in the middle of the night it snowed. It could have covered up all of the evidence. So it was snowing when they went to the crime scene. Just the snow is just destroying footprints, destroying anything. There could be the murder weapon could be somewhere underneath the snow. Like they got like a foot of snow. It just wiped out the entire outside area. And I think that it would be just very difficult for them to get what they need. Oh, I would love to collab with Josh on this. Yeah, for sure. I've been watching Josh's content. And I think it's great. I'm going to cover more of this on True Crime Tuesday. Maybe I should invite him to do it with me. I think maybe he streams around that time, but I could always ask him if he would like to come. I think that would be great. True Crime Tuesday is a lot of fun, so make sure that you're here for that. On Monday, I'm going to have Alvin Louis, and he is going to be here talking about his suspension. Well, you know what? If the public is too dumbstrong to lock their doors at this point, then I don't know what to say about that. I mean, for sure, you should always protect yourself because you are the only thing standing in between you and a murderer. Rumble Rant, Naughty One sent a $2 Rumble Rant, says the cops are dealing with a dad who is sharing every minute detail very publicly. How much more should they release without tipping off the killer to what they are doing to catch him? I kind of disagree with that, Naughty, because I don't think that he's sharing every detail. I think that he's just getting I think he's getting frustrated. And I think that perhaps if the police had done a better job keeping him in the loop, he may not have done that. I think he may not have gone to the press. And I'm wondering if maybe the police just haven't controlled the victims' families as well as they could have by letting them in on some of this. The families feel very, very out in the cold, and I think when that happens, they it is put a wedge between the victims' families and the police, I think. Yes, Warrior, I got you in the raffle. I sure did. And in fact, I need to place your names into the randomizer right now. So I'm going to go do that. And while I do that, I'm going to share my break video with you because I need a break right now. But as soon as I come back, we're going to do the raffle and raffle off. There will be 2 winners of Kindle books today, and you get to choose which one you want. Believe Evidence, The Death of Due Process from Salome to #MeToo, or Shut Up, The Bizarre War That One Public Library Waged Against the First Amendment. So if you are wanting to get in on that, this is your last chance to send the Rumble Rants and the Super Chats, Super Stickers, and let me check Locals. Locals tips. Are there any Locals tips I need to look at? Doesn't look like it. So if you have them in the next couple of minutes while I'm doing this, yes, Warrior, I got you on the list. While I'm doing while I'm on the break, that's what I'm going to be doing. Okay, so you have until the break is over to get your Super Chats, Super Stickers, and tips in Locals in. Hold on one second, and I'm going to get that going. Dun, dun, dun. Thanks again, by the way, for all your support, and make sure that you are subscribing to my Locals channel, meganfox.locals.com, and because on there is where you're going to find every notification you could possibly need and so much more entertainment over there. It's so much fun, so much fun. But in the meantime, why don't we listen to my dad tell me about all the things that I'm doing wrong on the YouTubes via the internets, because he's hilarious. Tell me all about what I'm doing wrong.
You can't be talking about your hair.
Mischievous. I miss your curly hair. So of course, for the rest of the day, it's just gonna be people fighting between the straight hair and the curly hair. I can feel it.
You can't be talking about your hair.
Len says I need smaller glasses with my hair straight. Okay, look.
Well, you gotta get controversial.
With me today is the lovely and wonderful Megan Fox. Not that one.
Not that one.
No. Was he queer or what?
Well, I'm medium good looking, you know.
You're medium attractive.
I can live with that.
You can't be talking about your hair.
And I really like your hair like this. I really do. It's fantastic.
Is he queer?
That's pretty blonde.
It's pretty blonde.
It's very blonde. It's a different style. I mean, I kind of noticed the color, but it's mostly just the styling that,
just because it's straight.
Is he queer?
What?
You can't be talking about your hair.
Yeah. I have wavy hair naturally, so I don't straighten it very often, but it's a whole thing.
You can't be talking about your hair.
That's okay. I just don't even have hair back there.
You can't be talking about your hair.
It's all just a front.
Is he queer?
What? It's the weirdest bald spot ever.
You can't be talking about your hair.
Tim has a full head of hair under that beanie, Megan.
Is he queer?
No! This is terrible.
Is he queer?
Okay, that's enough of that.
Is he queer?
Nick's gay lover says, rate Nick's female guests. Okay, that's enough of that.
That ain't get it.
And this is the base color that covers up the grays. And then I get my highlights put in after that.
You can't be talking about your hair.
Okay, Tech News says you should go blonde.
What?
I had to get my grays covered up. I don't like my hair dark like this.
This is terrible.
That ain't get it.
I identify as a blonde. I was born as a blonde. I will probably never be this blonde again, though.
That's pretty blonde.
It's pretty blonde.
It's very blonde.
This color is so much maintenance. Probably a little lighter than this naturally.
You have no chance.
It's hard to get the right color. When I go all gray, I will totally be able to go back to that color.
You have to get to your subject a little sooner.
Yeah, a little sooner. I listened for 10 minutes. I had to get up and pee. I couldn't even wait for the rest of it.
Right now, I just have gray around the edges. Like, there's not a whole lot of it anywhere else. So I would still have to use bleach, which is so damaging. I make these weird faces like I'm in pain when I squish my hair, and I don't know why I do that.
You have no chance.
But I tried stopping it, but it's almost like the mascara face. It can't be stopped.
This is the kind of stuff you should have on YouTube.
I will be doing this for an hour. And
Yes, I said it's enough. I don't care about her hair.
it will be like a good hour. Like I'll be planning my day and figuring out what am I going to write today.
What a lot of crap.
But I want to talk about Carrie's hair.
Yes, I said it's enough. I don't care about her hair.
And as a curly girl myself, we don't have very many curly girls out there who are, you know, kicking it for the girls with waves and curls.
You can't be talking about your hair.
When you slick it back like that, you destroy the curl.
What a lot of crap.
This is Carrie Bradshaw. This is what her hair looks like. Do you remember how iconic and beautiful and glamorous this was? It doesn't make sense for Carrie, the character, in any way.
What a lot of crap.
I mean, the costume department is absolutely insane.
You have no chance.
Who is this? This is some of the worst styling I've ever seen on any show, let alone a show that I know and love so well.
Yes, I said it's enough. I don't care about her hair.
I feel like I'm witnessing a murder. What is this? Look at this. I hate this so much.
What a lot of crap.
I actually found some old photos of me in New York City doing exactly that. The fashion influenced everyone and everything.
Oh my God, did you hear Megan last night?
I wasn't actually drunk. I was just so excited that I ran into her at the bar at the W Hotel.
Well, you gotta get controversial.
I don't even remember his name.
Hello there.
The fact that everyone hates this show.
That's the name of the game. Oh my God, did you hear Megan last night?
It's going up.
Is he queer?
What?
Okay, we are ready to go. I think I got everybody. There was one more Rumble rant that came in while I was doing that. I got you, Racelyn. You're in, and it's time. It's time to hit the randomizer, and let's find out who wins the first Kindle book of mine. Here we go. Wheel of Names. This is going to be fun. You're going to get to see it live because I found this thing that I can do it on. Haha. Are you ready? Here we go. I'm going to spin the wheel. And the first winner is Dread Seamus. Is it Dread Seamus or Ohms? It's Ohms Law Badger on Locals, who I don't think is here today. But I can find Ohms Law, because this is another reason why you guys should be on Locals, because then I will have your email address. And if you win a raffle and you're not here, I can email you and tell you. So I don't, if on YouTube, I don't have your email addresses. So you have to find me if you win on YouTube. So congratulations to Ohms Law Badger on Locals. I will be emailing you today to find out which book on Kindle of mine that you would like to have. So we'll take Ohms out, and we're going to spin again because we have one more to go. Are you ready? Here we go. Oh, Light Giver on YouTube. Nice work. All right. Light Giver, you need to email me at, and I'm going to put my email address up on the screen. It is meganfox.writer@protonmail.com. Please let me know which one of my books that you would like to have on a Kindle, and I will send it to you today. And that would be great. So please, guys, remember to get over to my Locals. And if you cannot sign up, if you can't subscribe, that's okay. You can follow me for free, and I will still have your email. And that way, when we do more of these raffles, I'll be able to contact you in case you're not here, which would be, which is great. It really helps me, because just in case you can't be here, I still want you to win because you participated. All right, guys, that's it for me for Friday. This was a fun wrap-up Friday. And I am just thrilled that you guys have been coming by, and that you've been doing so much taking part in this community, helping me grow the channel. And I really appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate you so much. And I hope that we can keep this up. All right, so on Monday, be back here at 11 a.m. We will be talking to Alvin Louis from Courage is a Habit, talking about how to keep your kids safe from these weirdo groomers that want to give your kids butt plugs at school. There's so much to learn about how to keep your kids safe. And Alvin Louis has all of that information for you. He knows how to help you, and he's going to help you get started to protect your kids or your grandkids at school, so that these groomer people like Bruno, we don't talk about Bruno, no. we can protect our kids from these people because they are out of control. They're truly out of control, and we need to learn how to control them. If you want to know how to control them, well, you need to come along with me on Monday and listen to Alvin Louis. Until then, I hope you guys have a terrific weekend, and make sure to get on Locals, meganfox.locals.com. That's where all the fun is, and I'll see you again.
I was so lost, my world is near its end. I almost felt my head is full of a million choices. I am alive, I'm not here to pretend. I love my friends, my heart is filled with a million voices. Oh, this road has many choices. Oh, and my heart, a million voices. Come next to me, my friend, embrace the sky. I'm not afraid to fly. It's not the time to say goodbye. I don't wanna say goodbye. I'm not here to pretend. I love my friends, my heart is filled with a million voices. Oh, this road has many choices, and my heart, a million voices. Come next to me, my friend, embrace the sky. I'm not afraid to fly. It's not the time to say goodbye. I don't wanna say goodbye. No, I don't wanna say. No, I don't wanna say goodbye.
Johnny's problem is he should have come storming in there with a string of garlic and some holy water.
Across.
May the power of Christ compel you.
No, I don't.
You realized his house was infested with succubuses.
Of what? Yes.
Succuloters.
When you arrived in the afternoon. I don't remember saying it now. So while she
no wonder he said drown her before you burn her.
Oh my God.
Your next witness?
Now I know why you wanted to drown her.
Laces.
Next witness lives in
by
Romania.
video.
Is that correct?
That